Hello, everyone, and welcome to your November 2024 horoscope. I'm going to first put up a planetary alignment with degrees so you can check it against your natal chart. So let me do that. Okay, so this is the November 2024 planetary lineup. If you'd like to take a screenshot of this, because I am going to put up a slideshow. So we've got November 1st to November 9th. And here's November 9th to November 19th. So if you want to take a screenshot of that. And then November 19th to November 27th. Okay. And let me switch slides. Well, hello to the Star of November's show in more ways than one. Hi, Aquarius. Pluto, the powerful god of the underworld, is leaving Capricorn, which is your 12th house of secrets, faith, and the past, after 15 long years for the rest of our lives, and will be entering your sign for the next 20 years. But don't shiver, don't worry. It is quite a different energy, and I will explain that in this video. Also, in this video, I will be telling you the focus, the action, and the surprising shift for you this month. First, one of the main themes for you that is in the spotlight is your career, status, reputation, and authority figures. The Sun in Scorpio is shining a spotlight on how you view your career and status, or how others, including authority figures or bosses, view your career and status. Second, I will also be telling you about the conversations, texts, emails, and or agreements regarding your friend or friends, groups, and associations. Third, the action and reaction and heat that will be ramping up with he, she, or they, who are your contractual partners, like a former, current, or potential partner. And this is inclusive of any business partnerships and even any open enemies. Fourth, your maybe last obstacle in tying up loose ends regarding your hidden house, and a refreshing new opportunity, like I mentioned, regarding the way you physically appear and your profile online. Finally, I will go through the November lineup with you. I'll go over it quickly. So the chart for November's planetary alignments and degrees is up in the beginning part of this video. So you can stop this and go back and take a snapshot of it. And then you can, if you have your natal birth chart, if not, you can go to Google and do freebirthcharts.com. And then you can compare any degrees, planets, and signs that may match up to your natal birth chart, which will define how you are impacted. Okay, I will switch the slideshow so you don't get bored. Okay, Aquarius, so you've had a new moon on the 1st. If I do upload it today, so it will be on the 1st of November, and it is either a new opportunity or you are preparing for or planting the seeds of a new career or status identity. There is an element of the unknown or secrecy associated with this for some of you, and that might be because you're weighing some options that has to do with your secret or behind the scenes activities. This may also include like a three-way relationship. It can be business partners or like a love triangle. So naturally, with a triangle, someone in opposition to you and the other person who is so important in your life right now. Or you could simply be waiting on a word or letter and you don't want to reveal it yet. You just don't want people all up in your business, maybe. Okay, now another contributing factor to this secrecy is you've had Pluto in Capricorn for the past 15 years, transforming your 12th house of secrets, confining spaces, faith, the past, and we find any drugs or alcohol use here. You've gone deep and turned inside out, reconciling many past events and laying to rest any inner demons. This has set you up as a more confident and more intuitive person regarding forward-thinking ideas. It has also tempered your fast-acting and, for some of you, demanding attitudes towards the group or others. Like, let's not waste time and get the show on the road. Trust me on this, or whatever. Conversely, many of you have realized that waiting on others or sacrificing for the good of all has been counterproductive, first to your own health and psyche, and ironically, counterproductive for the good of all. In other words, you've come to realize the value of the individual and property rights. And I'll include like jobs and income here. So it is equally, if not more important than the group. Then comes the good of the group. I don't know if that made sense, but basically, you have to help yourself before you can be of use to anyone else. So, since this was actually the core and essence of who you are and what you value above all else, like, sacrificing, like the group is more important. And since this has turned upside down, your appearance and profile will start reflecting this 15-year change starting mid-November and on. You will start making surprising changes to your appearance and profile on how people will see you. So haircuts, clothing, shoes, a lot of things like that. And changes and opportunities to step forward and present the new you has had begun in the last 2 years or so. And you might have dabbled with that if you think back to January 2023 and January 2024. So the last 2 years, you've also had some surprising revelations and changes within your home and family, or how you view home and family and country. So let's just move on a little bit. In any case, the fourth house of home and family is where our roots are nourished. And for Aquarians, having lost many friends has installed the love of family more. Okay? Now, many Aquarians may have ended family relations or have had new family dynamics or will have new family dynamics. Again, this will change the way people see you and your profile. And you still have a couple more surprises coming in because we still have Uranus and Taurus is your home and family. So let me get a drink of water. Sorry. So you two should check out my YouTube shorts that I uploaded like a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, something like that. And the song I picked for your sign regarding your November sneak peek was Fast Love by George Michael, where he says, "I won't bore you with the details, baby. I ain't Mr. Right." Not saying that you're not Mr. Right or Miss Right. You just like Sagittarius don't really do details. But like I said, that was the old you that you laid to rest in the past 15 years. You will be a more innovative, unique individual with relationships. I will go in much more detail about Pluto and Aquarius and what that means for each sign in a later dedicated video, because that can take hours. But for now, let us look at some of the specific monthly alignments that may direct you or impact you regarding your partnership, because that is where the heat is. Hold on for me. Okay. So Aquarius, you have had a new moon on the 1st of November, if I'm uploading it today, so it's today, but the moon energy is like a day or two before and after, and it is either a new opportunity or you are preparing or planting the seeds of a new career or status identity. There is an element of the unknown or secrecy for some of you associated with this, and that might be because you are weighing some options that maybe has to do with your 12th house of secrets and behind the scenes activities. Or for a sliver of you, it can be a love triangle. And naturally, with a triangle, someone is in opposition to you and the other person who is so important in your life right now. So that might be going on. Or you could be simply waiting on a word or a letter and you don't want to reveal it yet. You just don't want people up all in your business, is what I'm saying, for some of you that are working on behind the scenes. Now, another contributing factor to this secrecy is you've had Pluto in Capricorn for the past 15 years, transforming your 12th hidden house of secrets, confining spaces. Faith, the past, and drugs or alcohol can be found here too. You've gone deep and turned inside out, reconciling many past events and laying to rest any inner demons or the past. This has set you up as a more confident and more intuitive person regarding forward thinking ideas. It has also tempered your fast acting and demanding attitude towards maybe friends, the group, and others. Um, Conversely, many of you have realized that waiting on others or sacrificing for the good of all has been counterproductive, first to your own health and psyche, and ironically counterproductive for the group. In other words, you have come to realize the value of the individual and maybe even property rights is equally, if not more important than the group. Then comes the good of the group. Um, Basically, you have to help yourself before you can help others. So, since um, you sacrificing for the group, or being all about the group, not really caring about yourself, sometimes not too much into family, since that was the actual core and essence of who you are and what you value, and since this has turned upside down and inside out, your appearance now and profile will start to reflect this 15-year change. um, Starting mid-November, you will start making surprising changes to your appearance and profile on how people will see you. Changes and opportunities to step forward and present the new you has had begun in the last 2 years or so. If you think back to January 2023 and January 2024, this year through May, um, especially the last 2 years, you've also had surprising revelations and changes with your family and home, or how you view your home, family, and country. Now, why I say surprising is because it is Uranus and Taurus, and Taurus is your home and family, and Uranus does things in like surprising or sudden, abrupt ways. Just it shifts you to another space or another direction. Okay, and also many of you um, were caring for maybe an incapacitated family member or friend, or someone who you grew very fond of, um, and you had to take care of them. Um, and you could have lost that person. So my condolences to that. Some of you lost many well, a lot of friends because of a past transit that forced you to be alone, or again, be confined to maybe family. In any case, suffice it to say, the fourth house of home and family is where our roots are nourished. And to be strong, exemplifying confidence. And for Aquarians, having lost many friends or somebody you cared about a lot has installed the love of family more. This is, I guess, my mushed up way of explaining your new passion that will ignite to change your appearance and profile, to show your new learned confidence and who you think you should be. Now, many Aquarians have ended family relations or will have a new family dynamic, or have had a new family dynamic. Again, this will change the way people see you and your profile, but you still have a couple more shifts and surprises to your home and family that will play in the with this new profile that's in the mix. Uh, so, oh yeah, you too should check out my YouTube shorts and the song I picked for you, your sign, regarding your November sneak peek. It is Fast Love by George Michael, where he says, "I won't bore you with the details, baby. I ain't Mr. Right. You, just like Sagittarius, don't do details. And not that you're not Mr. Right or Miss Right, but what I'm trying to say is, yeah, you like don't do details. You don't do emotions. But that was the old you that you laid to rest in the past 15 years. You will be a more innovative, unique individual, caring as much for for individual rights as you will for the entire group. So that's another reason. Like, oh well, I mentioned that your appearance will change. I will go in much more detail about Pluto and Aquarius and what that means for each sign in a later dedicated video, because it's a 20-year journey, and I can do like go on for hours about it. Um, but I will leave that. But just suffice it to say that your physical appearance is going to change. And just a warning here is, if any of you are contemplating plastic surgery or thinking about plastic surgery, I just warn you to be super informative about this. Um, not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying, just be really careful because plastic surgery does fall into the first house and it's a long transit. So you may be looking at that. Now, many of you will be getting married, divorced, hooking up, breaking up, or making up, separating, um, or yeah, any one of these. Again, that will depend on your personal birth chart, but that is why part of your focus and attention is on how you and others see your career and status this month. As I mentioned earlier, you are either in a three-way relationship, some of you are, that may have started as a friendship and has evolved into a romance, and it was maybe hidden from another or the group. Um, Also, your neighborhood short distance commute, communication, and social media is also involved in this somehow. My only warning here is the I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The War of the Roses. You can Google it and get a synopsis because what you have here with partnerships is a lot of heat and heated ego energy, and this will go backwards and forwards and have three different stop starts until about February next year. Even though this energy is coming at you from others, do not rise to the occasion. Do not be the first to trip the wire because it also involves intimacy or joint finances and some sort of maybe taxes, inheritance, something about the law. And you don't want to be the one on the wrong side of anything, okay? Lastly, the stuck or on repeat situation with foreigners, travel, higher education, and the World Wide Web will cease to exist past January 2025. And you will be busy picking up with a new neighborhood, maybe, commute and social media, all that busyness. Half of this month can be described as a hurry up and wait type of energy, but all of a sudden, the hurry up will be at dizzying speeds um, later on. Now, let me go through your November lineup. Okay, Aquarius, let us go quickly over the monthly lineup for some important aspects that I want you to be aware of. Um, I'm mostly concerned about the 3rd, November 3rd. Mars in Cancer will oppose Pluto in Capricorn. This will be the last opposition in these signs in our lifetimes. Previously, it happened on June 5th, 2021 and May 20th, 2023. So look up any text, call logs, emails. Um, it'll help you trigger a memory maybe. And also on the same day, Venus in Sagittarius trines Chiron. Okay, so Cancer is your 6th house of health, habits, routines, and scheduling. Okay. And Mars is bringing the heat. This is coming at you. So your scheduling or your routine is somehow off, or maybe a health issue, hopefully not. And we also have, and Sagittarius is your friendship and group house. Chiron is the wounded healer. He is also a maverick. And this is an opposition. So this is powerful. And like I said, it's Pluto and Capricorn. Capricorn is your hidden house. So just take care of your health is the most important thing. This might get you all frazzled, but Mars in Cancer is muted. It's more of a Cancer is a nurturing sign. But the only thing I'm worried about here is any health issues that might trip you up. So this will be about emotions that were previously repressed and will come out maybe to a boil. And this is coming at you because it's in Cancer. It's your scheduling and health. And again, this depends on your sign or your natal chart, but maybe a friend is hurt or the group is hurt. And it's because you're not there maybe for them, but they don't realize that maybe it's it's a health issue or scheduling issue. Again, emotions come to a boil. So work opposes living situations, but financially there's no solution maybe. Um, but just take care of your health. So any surprising blurts and actions will take place, and you really don't do emotions. So you might be surprised at what goes on. But all I'm concerned for you is any health or schedule that might be frazzled because of the group or a friend. Okay, November 3rd, Mars enters Leo. That is your partnership house. So this heat will be coming at you. Okay, so uh, and Leo is an ego, so ego, action, and heat. I will probably do a Mars and Cancer and Leo dedicated video for each sign because it spends such a long time there, and it does go back and forth. So the only thing is, because it goes back and forth over Leo and Cancer and doesn't really finish off until spring. Whatever decisions with partners, um, and again, it's about your routine and schedule is in the mix, might get delayed. It might get reversed, or something new might be added to the mix. And again, partners will seem angry or not have patience. Just don't rise to that occasion, okay? Sorry. All right, and the other point I wanted to go over is November 9th. It's the first quarter moon in your sign. This day is great for talking about a new innovative idea with your partner, business associate, or clientele. The issue lays in the other being confused about something, okay? What you can do is, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm looking at 3 different screens. So this energy is about you first. I'm just going to do it on the fly. It's about you going ahead with some kind of innovative idea, or at least working the pros and cons or kinks out for yourself first, and then going back to the collective. Remember what you learned with Pluto. And saying to the collective, clients, business associates, whomever, to say this is the innovative idea and this is the pros and cons of it, and this is the way I feel we should approach it. After that, you can give and take on the ideas together. And this will form a stronger agreement, most likely after Pluto enters your sign mid-month. Remember, new or quarter moons and the planting of seeds. Okay? So you will feel this. Just check the degrees and just check the degrees to see exactly and where Aquarius. I know it's in your first house, but if it affects any other houses, okay? November 9th, Venus in Sagittarius squares Neptune in Pisces. So your second house of job and income. And again, this group or friend is not going, I don't know, there's something about your job, income, money. Maybe you want to change your job and a friend is advising against it, or saying that, you're not looking out for a blind spot here. So that might be it, but it'll go into a trine later on in the month and you'll get more clarity there. November 11th, Venus enters Capricorn in your hidden 12th house. So the opposition we had earlier, was it earlier? Yeah, we had earlier. Now Venus will smooth this area out for you. But Venus in Capricorn means business. So it's serious stuff. So if you need to really truly love yourself, and that's the last tinge of what Pluto's trying to teach you in Capricorn, spend a little time on meditation and seriously do love yourself, forgive yourself for any past issues. Okay, let's see. The next one that I'm concerned about is on the 16th. The Sun in Scorpio will oppose Uranus in Taurus. So Scorpio is your 10th house of career and status, and Taurus is your home and family. Now, like I said, you've been having like shifts or surprises within home and family, and now your career, your status, even authority figures are opposing your family and home situation, and this is powerful. But it will be a separating opposition, so it'll quickly pass. This too shall pass. Um, so both are equally powerful stuff here, and you really need to be like a mediator between the two. Okay, it's not a square where you can compromise here and there. It's an opposition. It's either or. So try to work on that as well. And it's a separating and a fast opposition. But I just wanted you to be aware on the 16th what is happening. And you will, like I said, you will have a couple more surprises regarding home and family before Uranus changes signs from Taurus to Gemini. Okay, there's another opposition on the 18th, so 2 days later. And this time it's Mercury in Sagittarius opposing Jupiter in Gemini. Again, your friend or your friendships is opposing a romantic figure or children, or maybe you don't have time for pets, and your friendships are taking too much of your time, or you're turning a friend into a romantic partner, or you already have that going on, and this opposition is setting the boundaries. So try to avoid arguments if you can, because remember, Mercury will retrace these steps. It will retrograde in Sagittarius a little later on, but it already entered shadow retrograde on the 7th. It'll retrograde, I think, on the 20 something, but I'll mention that. So again, like I said, avoid arguments. You don't have all the facts. Okay? That I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about that. On November 19th is when Pluto will re-enter your sign. Remember, Pluto entered Aquarius from January this year to June before it retrograded back into Pluto. So you're not going in blind here. And like I said, it's a refreshing, the energy will not be as restrictive or as deep and dark as it was in Capricorn, which is also necessary, but now it'll be much more uplifting. It'll be like a breath of fresh air, okay? And if you have thought the future was out of reach, well, actually, maybe you have been conditioned to think that slow, gradual, and steady steps are needed. Now, it'll be like the Betty Davis saying, buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Uh, but it'll be a whirling, dizzying, speedy, bumpy ride. Woohoo, cowboy! Oh, sometimes I crack myself up. Yeah, so because it's still Pluto, so the highs will be as high as the lows are low, but it'll be still refreshing. It won't be as, like I said, as somber and as serious as Capricorn was. So be careful with what you wish for, and because it may come with lightning speed at you. So that was the one thing I wanted to, and I will also, like I mentioned earlier, do a dedicated video for each sign for Pluto and Aquarius. Okay? And on the 21st, the sun enters Sagittarius. So your focus, and the sun will shine a light on your friendships and groups and associations. And and how others see who or what your friends and groups and associations are. It happens every year, something normal. Okay, and the other thing that I was wanting to do is, on the 21st, Sun in Sagittarius sextiles Pluto and Aquarius. But it's a sextile, so you might not feel it. Check for the degrees, but it's a pleasing aspect. So this is what I mean by an uplifting and fast manifestation. Sagittarius just went through the Pluto and Aquarius. That's their second house of money. So money is there, ideas there, and here comes the lightning Aquarius to set up the opportunity. So your friends have money now, and they're feeling optimistic. And yeah, the idea and the money is there. So that's pretty cool. Maybe you're getting a job through a friend, but it's a sextile. So check the degrees. On the 22nd, Venus in Sagittarius sextiles Saturn and Pisces. Yeah, your friendship is giving good vibes to your job and income. Maybe a friend has recommended or is recommending a new job for you or an income. Um, Maybe you've talked about it previously, and now you're being reminded, or they're coming back and saying, "Oh, are you still interested?" Something like that. Okay, November 22nd, last quarter moon in Virgo. So things in your eighth house of joint finances, intimacy, inheritance, loans, credit cards, government benefits, or taxes are going to be needing having an urgency of wrapping things up. Like things need to be dotted, crossed, and yeah, and organized. Some may still get delayed with, procrastination or multiple options that you or others may still have here. Virgo is a meticulous sign. So this means any uncertainty was because you or the other person was never really entirely convinced or serious about a matter here. So this is like now you know where you stand, and you all either move forward or, I guess, stop beating a dead horse because things things have been talked about or worked upon since September. Okay, and there was an opposition on the full moon in September. So check the degrees to see if this will impact you and what houses in your natal chart. And then November 25th, Mercury in Sagittarius turns retrograde. So anything, and remember the shadow retrograde was on the 7th. So anything regarding your friendships, friend groups, associations, if you think they're a done deal, they're not. They will be reversed, changed, um, or people will change their mind. So just have plan B, C, and D because it's going to go over these degrees 3 times. Okay, and the last aspect in November is the 27th. The Sun in Sagittarius trines Mars in Leo. This is nice. So your project hard work is awarded here. It is like almost winning an award or lottery. Oh, and disclaimer: I'm not saying play all your money on a gamble or all your emotions on a gamble, but it is regarding your partnership house and your friend zone. Yeah, some of you are have a friend that's like a partner or is turning into like a lover or romance. So check those degrees, and the only thing here is the reward is all yours. It's the ego, it's Leo, but you want to be magnanimous like a Leo and share in the happiness and the wealth, so that you don't like get people jealous. Um, so you ward off any evil eye or anything like that. But it is your partnership house and your friendship zone, so that is good. And that wraps up the November for you, Aquarius. Oh, and by the way, half of you who listen are not subscribed. Do a favor for this girl and subscribe. It's free. I'd appreciate that. And then, like I told you, I will have dedicated videos going more into detail about this 20-year journey of Pluto and Capricorn. And I'll do another dedicated video regarding Mars in Leo and Cancer, which is your partnership house, and Cancer is your schedule and routines. And I'll have some other videos. So subscribe so that you can be informed on when the next video is. Aquarius, take care, good luck, and I will talk to you in the next video. Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your November 2024 horoscope. Just really quickly, I have put up a monthly planet alignment chart with the degrees in the very beginning, of this video. And in the comments section, I'll also put the timestamps and links to other videos because I think you'll be the last sign on this video. I think each video will have like two signs or so. So I'll have links to other videos that you can navigate back and forth on too. Alrighty, so this month has some surprising shifts for everyone. For you, it is regarding your hidden world, the past, faith, your psyche. Um, it's your 12th house, but I will discuss that a little later on. Now, your main focus and what you are working on this month is regarding traveling and or foreigners. You may be traveling in the mind, higher education, or the World Wide Web. The sun is shining a spotlight on how you view these things or how others view you in the context of foreigners traveling and so forth. We had a new moon on the 1st here. So I think if I'm not uploading it today, it'll be today. And it is either a new opportunity or you're planting the seeds for travel and or higher education or whatnot. Now, Scorpio season is not where things grow right away. Yeah, it's hibernation. These seeds will grow and blossom in the spring. That's when we have growth. So yeah, it's more hibernation, um, going deep down. There is an element of the unknown or secrecy associated with this, and that might be because you are weighing some options, or it has to do with money or joint finances. Like you're just saving and you don't have enough for a travel, or something like that. Or you could be simply waiting on an agreement or a letter, um, or some kind of conversation, or like I said, money. Maybe you're waiting on money. Now, another contributing factor to this secrecy is you've had Pluto in Capricorn for the past 15 years, transforming your 11th house of powerful friends, groups, associations, and your hopes, wishes, and dreams of the future. That's the 11th house. You've gone deep and turned inside out, reconciling many past events and losing some really good friends while gaining others. You can include your Facebook, Instagram, and other social media groups that may have been very supportive, but they may have been very dominant over you. This has set you up as a more confident now, a more intuitive leader among your friends and groups. Or you are leading a new group of friends now. Many of you are social butterflies because of this confidence. You have come to realize the value of a particular friend or the group. You have also had it up to here with maybe a particular friend or a person within a group, and it will be cleared up by December. There's like two sign off points between now and then. And this can extend to your relatives, Rotary or Honors Club, dance or gym associations, political, or like the ladies or guys' night out type of friends. Yeah. Now, regarding this, excuse me, secrecy, and it might not be secrecy per se, it may be an apprehension you have about a particular friend that you may have had some kind of falling out with, or you may be rallying the group or friends on a particular project, but you don't want to include that certain person that you had a falling out with, um, because it might be awkward or whatnot, and they may be all in, still attached to you somehow in maybe your social media groups. Okay. Or it could simply be you're in the midst of joining a club because you've started school or will start school, if this is about higher education. There is a split among you, of which half are partnered or setting the date, and the other half might have gone through some kind of separation, breakup, or divorce since the full moon in your sign in September. Your friendship zones, where it is going to have you thinking about or concerned regarding your career, status, reputation, and how authority figures see you by the end of the month to the next. So both of these statuses are rubbing up against your friendship zone, okay? Your partnership house and your first house of self and status. Okay, starting mid November, you'll either be very surprised about your desire and determination about either starting something behind the scenes, or someone from the past suddenly shows up for, I don't know, a reconciliation maybe, and it takes you back, or maybe it takes you aback, and your faith may be tested here. Or it could be a new neighbor who may be a foreigner to you that you may start something with. I mean, it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be platonic. Or this again can be a student, either you or your child. May have issues with getting your own place because of a relationship, or it could be about staying local or going away for school, and some kind of routine is starting to stress. But I think this is sometime in the future, but you may be thinking about it now. It's because Pluto will go into Aquarius, and you'll have your third, sixth, and ninth house either squaring or opposing that. But what happens this mid month is really setting that stage up for the next year. And it'll be a refreshing outlook. It's not going to be as as serious as Capricorn was. Okay, I mean it's still Pluto, but it's going into Aquarius, which is a very uplifting sign. Now, what Pluto ingressing into Aquarius means for you is you're going to go inside or retreat to think about the way you keep secrets, or maybe how you disappear to recharge, or your past, or you may be getting into astrology. Yeah, that happens too in the 12th house, or into other metaphysical things. You may see an opportunity or a sudden shift of focus that had a beginning back in January 2023, and this year, January through May 2024. The talk or action started then, and since then, many of you have been rebranding yourselves or physically changing your appearance, whether losing, gaining, like weight, the hairstyles, clothes, and some of you have dabbled with plastic surgery, or you may become pregnant, or you've had a baby, or are pregnant now, and by mid to late November, there will be some kind of urgency or abrupt change to how you feel about your hidden world, your faith, inner demons, and your psyche. But again, I want to let you know it's not like Pluto and Capricorn, where it was like dead serious, like dominating or what have you. It's still Pluto, but it's Aquarius, so it's very uplifting. It's the dreams that you thought were unreachable. Get ready. They may come at you like really fast. So the saying for this month's theme on Pluto entering Aquarius is be careful what you wish for. Some of you are apprehensive to make changes or to be reflective. Mostly, I see because of like not rocking the boat or not having time. Maybe because you have so many people around you, or you're doing a lot of like going back and forth. But a more dedicated video detailing um, this energy and what the any pitfalls might be, I'll put out on a later dedicated video in November for everyone. I mentioned that for Aquarius too, because I can go on for 2 hours because it's a 20-year transit. Um, oh, I forgot to start your video. I'm sorry. Always doing that. But for you, Pisces, I wanted to take a little more time and not wait for the Pluto and Aquarius video, because I just wanted to um, let you know this is the 12th house. Now, for a sliver of you, here comes like, the disclosure part. If this has to do with your hidden world, a dark secret, drugs, alcohol, or the risk of any kind of confinement, um, I will warn you to be very careful of how the situation is being set up. Meaning, you may get an out of the blue invitation or last minute event, or something may come up out of the ordinary for you to act on. You want to be a little careful of how to proceed um, before or proceed with a lot of information at your disposal. Why I say this is because it is still powerful Pluto, the god of the underworld. Um, and if you haven't heard his stories, I will link the video in the comments. And also, it is now quirky Aquarius, who is ruled by the planet of shock, surprise, electricity, and lightning, Uranus. Pluto and Aquarius are on a mission to transform your 12th house of secrets and faith. Okay? And it is your hidden world, so no astrologer really knows what you're doing there. Um, and also, like I said, it covers the past and your psyche. So I'm just uh, not really worried, but just trying to trying to have you aware about the hidden, about confining spaces, drugs, alcohol, and the such. So I hope I'm like not making you. I hate fear mongering. I'm not like making you scared. I just want you to be aware. That's all. I'm not saying you are involved in anything shady. I'm just saying you've got some powerful planets here starting to clean up your hidden house. And powerful Pluto and quirky Aquarius will manifest themselves through situations or people, either against you or with you, to not teach you a lesson per se, but to have you overcome any fears you might have here. Because uh, Pluto and Aquarius, it's going to be like you're going to go to the highest highs, and you're going to go, and it sometimes will go to the deepest lows. Okay, it's a really bumpy roller coaster ride. That's how I see it. Okay, and sometimes, well, what like I said, I don't like fear mongering. You know what I don't. Well, yeah, I'll just skip that. Predictive astrology is really for you to be able to understand situations being set up, your reactions, and how to handle the reactions of others towards you. That's what I wanted to say. So, enough said, and it is only like a sliver. And I will be having a dedicated video, and it's a 20-year transit, so it's not going to, like, happen tomorrow unless your degrees are like, at zero or whatever. So, check your degrees as well. Okay, you also have Uranus and Taurus surprising you in regards to neighbors, neighborhood, your phone, car, or social media. And there are still a couple more changes or surprises or abrupt shifts between now and next May. Okay, so think of last 2 years, how this area has suddenly changed for you, your neighborhood and your social media, or if you experienced it with or through others. So now think of those sudden surprises on a much larger level regarding your hidden house. That's another example I can give you. So there is another example of you guys to get a clearer picture is take your sun, moon, and your ascendant sign and listen to all three. You can get a much, much more clearer picture, and you can get a free natal chart through Googling free birth charts and just visiting one of the websites. Maybe this time I will link one website in the comments for people. In any case, like I said earlier, I will go in much more detail about Pluto and Aquarius and what that means for each sign in a later dedicated video. But I just wanted to give some clues for everyone in this video, and I wanted to take a little extra time for you, Pisces, because it is your 12th house. Okay? I know you will be definitely liking to be alone or retreating for like a set amount of time. It'll feel really refreshing because it's Aquarius. You can, because you're an intuitive sign, and having Aquarius here in your psyche, it's going to take you on wonderful rides, on uplifting rides. Okay. Okay. So let's look at some of the specific monthly alignments that are going on. Okay, so I'm just going to hit on really important ones. You have the planetary alignment chart. So you can check your degrees and see what hits what. But I'm not going to go into the full explanation of each and every single one, just the ones that are really important. Okay, so on the second, Mercury in Scorpio sextiles Pluto in Capricorn, and communications to previous, or if you have present, precarious situations, this will yield truthful facts or backstories behind the answers. Some of these conversations will be cathartic, like a cathartic healing. Okay, so check your degrees and see if you're affected that way. Um, Okay, this is the one I want to discuss here. November 3rd, Mars in Cancer will oppose Pluto in Capricorn at 29 degrees. This is intense, and this will be the last opposition in these signs in our lifetimes. So it's important. Previously, they did the same opposition on June 5th, 2021, and May 20th of 2023. So look up your call logs, emails, text messages, any schedules, or if you do any, like have a journal, it'll trigger a memory, hopefully. Um, on the same day, I'll explain what it means. But on the same day, Venus in Sagittarius trines Chiron. Excuse me. So this will be as intense as it sounds. This is about emotions that were previously repressed and will come to a boil. Again, depending on your sign and your natal chart. So, um, Mars is in Cancer, and Cancer is your fifth house of love, romance, children, creativity, pets, and gambling. Okay. And that's where you're getting the heat at. So your children might be extra angry, or a lover might be a little static, or maybe, yeah, maybe your pet will be acting out. Definitely do not gamble. I don't suggest it. And Capricorn, like I said, is your groups and friends and your association. So either a lover or a romance is opposing the friendships you're having lately, or the group you're forming, or vice versa. But it's Mars in Cancer, so it's coming from your fifth house of love and romance. Either like I said, a romance, or maybe even your child, or maybe even your dog doesn't like your friends, or your new friend, or this group. But there is this opposition, and it's not a square where you know compromises can be made. Um, it's a it's either or. So try to be the middleman, and try to like mediate like a calmer situation, because what happens is Mars will enter Leo, and but it'll come back into Cancer again, and then go forward. So it's not finished with Cancer until like next April. So things will change, things will be reversed, and so forth. Um, so just with this opposition, uh, whatever this heat is coming, just try to be the calmer voice. And Venus in Sagittarius trining Chiron. This is your Sagittarius is your career and reputation, your status house, authority figures. So, if there was a misunderstanding with any authority figures, or regarding about your career and status, uh, a message either have you've received or is incoming that will trigger like a pain that you've had before, an emotional pain, but it's Chiron, so it's a healing pain. Embracing forgiveness is really important here. So forgiving yourself, where you can crush that fire, subdue that fire, that and Sagittarius fire, and it'll be cathartic. Okay. So, and again, this all depends on your sign and your natal chart, and where Sagittarius is in your natal chart, or where Capricorn is, and all that. Okay, so this is the last degrees, and let's look to the next important shift, which is on the 3rd, Mars enters Leo. So that is your uh if it's that is your 6th house of health, habits, and routine, communication, and your social media. So the heat is going to be turned up here, and the heat is going to come at you. Or you can use this Mars energy to do things. Just don't, like, uh, before hitting send, especially on social media, read, reread, and reread once again your message or whatever comment you're leaving, because it is Mars. It's trigger happy, and it is in Leo, a very egocentric sign. It's not like it was in Cancer, where it was a more like nurturing or needy sign. This is Leo, and it's ruled by the sun and Mars here, so there's like a double whammy. Just really make sure you check your any comments you're making, or texts or whatever. But it also this also includes your scheduling, your work habits. So that might get a little bit jazzed up, and that's just reminding you to get a handle on the 8 hours of work, 8 hours of play, and 8 hours of good sleep, because the health is also associated with the 6th house. Okay, so I hope that makes all sense to you. And the other reason I say don't like react to any heated conversations or anything like that is because it'll retrograde, and you'll have another opportunity to go over whatever disagreement comes up here, if any. Okay, the next most important thing is November 9th. There's a first quarter moon in Aquarius. This is a great day for talking about unique or interesting ideas with any partners, any relationships that you may have in business or within a group. Um, and the issue lays in the person you're talking to about this, or any emotions you're expressing might like look at you confused, because there may be other options, or what have you. But the trick with this first quarter moon in Aquarius is um, draw on your creativity, and figure out your own way of doing things first, instead of like getting the group or this other relationship involved in the planning stages and the thinking about it stages. Okay, so the energy is about you first here, working it out, working the kinks out, and then you can go to the other and say, well, this is what I think, and this is how I think it should be taken care of, and then this will form a much more cohesive, uh, clear conversation that you guys can make a an agreement on. Okay, and again, just check your natal chart, and if you are affected by this. Okay, excuse me. On the 9th, I'll say this for you because it'll affect you. Venus in Sagittarius, so that is your 10th house of career, reputation, and status, will square Neptune in Pisces. That is your sign. So something about your career, something about your status, uh, and authority figures here. Now, authority figures doesn't have to be your boss. It can be like a partner who seems like an authority figure, or a mother-in-law, or something like that. Is There has to be some kind of a compromise regarding something about you. The way you appear is alarming these power figures about your reputation and your status. So squares are good. It's just that. Okay, I had to give it a rest because I think I'm coming down with a cold. Last night I had to give it a rest, and I'm continuing it today. So yeah, Venus in Sagittarius squares Neptune in Pisces. So it's a square. It's a little bit of a harder aspect, but like I've said before, squares are good. There needs to be some kind of compromise or an explanation or something like that. So, authority figures, maybe your parents, maybe um, your bosses, maybe like a partner who seems like authoritative, or anyone really who can hold up a mirror to you, is concerned or is talking about something about the way you appear um, to them. So that talk will be had, but it is Venus, so it the conversation that will be had towards the compromise will be softened, and it's not really something harsh. Now, for a sliver of you, it can be, because Venus can be spiteful. So maybe the comments you get back might be a little bit on the hurtful side. But again, oh, and the other thing is, it might be some have been going through plastic surgery. So I always say be really super informed about plastic surgery. So that conversation can be had there, but look for the degrees and the signs in your natal chart to see what's going on with you. So on November 11th, Venus will enter Capricorn now, and Venus in Capricorn means business. Um, so here, what it is it's your 11th house of powerful friends, groups, and associations. And like I've said before, you have the power now, and whatever um, agreement or discussion that's going to be had here with a friend or a group, it will be, a serious conversation of either like a commitment or some kind of like, let's let it go. But this will come in two parts by the end of um, December. So that's and then, of course, if it's a friend who's becoming a lover, they will be seeking a commitment, or you will be seeking a commitment from them. Like I said, Venus means business here. Okay, the next important one that impacts you is November 12th. Mercury in Sagittarius squares Saturn in your sign. So Sagittarius is your 10th house of career and status, reputation, and Pisces is your physical appearance, your profile. So communication regarding long-term plans on projects may become a little bit difficult, with Mercury demanding some disclosure or truthful facts. And don't forget, we're going to hit Mercury retrograde around the 25th of this month, but it's going to be in shadow on the 7th. So this conversation, communication will be had like three times. So look for the degrees and the signs thereas. On the 15th, Saturn turns direct in your sign, Pisces. So if you've had like a reprieve for the past 4 months, just to, go back and see what was working, what was not. Saturn does put up obstacles only to secure a foundation, a strong foundation for you. So in the past 4 months, you might have been on a vacation, sort of, and not had so many difficulties with the way you appear. Now it's going to go forward again and go over those degrees, and so that you can make changes or get back to the tried and true. So look for those degrees. Okay, and November 16th, another important day, is the Sun in Scorpio will oppose Uranus in Taurus. This is powerful too, but it will be a separating opposition. The reason I say it's powerful, because Uranus affects changes with shifts and surprises. Okay, and it just, wherever you think you're going, it just picks you up and shifts you over to another space. And Taurus is your third house of communication, commuting, the neighborhood, siblings, cousins, social media here. So the sun is shining a spotlight on Scorpio. Would be your ninth house of travel, long distance travel. So you're wanting to either go, it's either about higher education, or a foreigners, or a long distance travel. But it's not working out because your short distance travel or your communication or social media is involved in this, where it's opposing it. Now, an opposition is just an either or. You just have to make a decision between one or the other. Um, and it can be a myriad of things, so I'm not going to really speculate too much on it. Just check your natal chart, because you don't fall in the most affected category here, but check your degrees and see, check your natal degrees and see if these match at all. And I can tell you, on November 9th, 2022, and November 13th, this coming up. So you can compare it to November 9th of 2022. Look up your emails, texts, and any conversations you've had then, and it may trigger a memory for you of what this is regarding. And because it's an opposition, like I said, there isn't really any room to maneuver. It's on either or. Okay, so maybe you're for most of you, it's about a long distance travel or regarding a foreigner, and there's currently where you are. Maybe it's about money too, that you're not able to do this long distance travel or set up this. Maybe a foreigner is wanting to come stay with your family relative. But check your degrees again in that. Okay, another big opposition is on November 8th 18th, I'm sorry. So 2 days after, Mercury in Sagittarius, your career and reputation house, will oppose Jupiter in Gemini. So Gemini, excuse me, is your fourth house of home and family. Again, your career and reputation and where you're headed in that aspect, or any authority figures, is opposing something about your home and family setup. So look for those 2 degrees, and I do suggest to avoid any arguments with either authority figures or family, because both of these are powerful people in your life. And if you can, try to avoid any arguments, because like I said, Mercury will be retracing these steps as well. So you don't have all the information, is what I'm trying to say, to engage in arguments, So try to delay the final sign off, if you will, and try to be philosophical, or use like a charm offensive from your Sagittarius house about your career. Okay, and you are one of the signs that will be affected here. Okay, we have on the same day, Sun in Scorpio will trine Neptune in Pisces. There you go. So you have a backup plan. You have a backup person here. And with that opposition that I talked about earlier, over here, you guys come to an agreement regarding your reputation, your career, your status, and how you physically appear. So, and it is like because it is like a healing energy here, Pisces. It is a growth moment for you to do the right thing, and just like uh, have a different kind of thinking. And you're able to do that because you're the two fishes that swim in the opposite direction. So you can understand, like a Gemini, both sides of the story. Not that you can empathize, but you can understand. So try to do that. Check your degrees on that one, but you will be affected by this transit as well. On the 19th, the next day, the Sun in Scorpio will trine Neptune in your sign. Nice, pleasing aspect from your career and reputation house. So whatever you discussed over here, and the tension that was, and whatever you came to heal about and made the adjustment, on the 19th, you will see the reward. It's a pleasing aspect. So authority figures are looking well on you and the way you have been physically changing. Okay, so you will feel this. And it is on the 19th. Okay, big news here. Yay. And I think I mentioned it in the introduction to your sign. It's the November 19th. Pluto re-enters Aquarius. So remember, Pluto entered Aquarius from January 20 from this year, January to June, and then it started going retrograde. So it's not like a brand new jolting theme. It's something that you did start earlier in the year, but you got sidetracked. And the energy will not be okay. I mean, it is Pluto, and he is the god of the underworld, so he does take us to the depths of ourselves. But it is Aquarius, so it's very uplifting, very It's a breath of fresh air. So you will, yeah, the highs will be as high as Aquarius is an air sign, and the lows can be as low as Pluto is in the underworld. So it's going to be like a roller coaster ride, but overall, the overarching theme, it will be very refreshing, very enlightening. Aha moments will be all over the place. And this is your 12th house of hidden aspects, secrets, um, and behind the scenes faith and religion. And I did go into a little bit more depth for you in your intro because I feel that because it's the 12th house, I wanted to take a little bit more time on you. But I will have a dedicated video for Pluto and Aquarius for all signs um, later on in this month. Okay, and then which is the next most important thing for you, is November 22nd, Venus in Sagittarius. Authority figures in your career will sextile Saturn in Pisces. Nice. Very nice. It's a pleasing aspect. Most of you might not feel it, but Pisces will feel this. It is a pleasing aspect. So again, whatever changes, recommendations you have been physically making to your appearance or your profile, online profile, Saturn is approving, because remember, Saturn is setting up a good structural foundation for you, of how people will see you, of how you will appear. So Saturn is approving these changes that you had a little tense things with earlier, but now it's smoothing over. You're getting the agreement. Okay, on the 22nd, there's a quarter moon in Virgo, and this does affect you, Pisces, because it is your seventh house of partners, business partners, contractual partners, husbands, wives, and anyone really. It can be a platonic relationship too, but uh, someone who's like someone you're really serious about. So Virgo is very meticulous, and whatever started in September with your partner, here on the 22nd, it needs to be resolved. The I's have to be dotted, the T's have to be crossed. Some may still get delayed with like multiple options being there. So this is like now you know where you stand, or where he, she, they stand, and you all either move forward, or you were never really into it. You guys were never really serious about something. I'm not saying you weren't serious about a partner or they weren't serious about you, but it's a specific thing that you and a partner or partners are discussing. So uh, look for those degrees. It's 1 degree of Virgo, 15 minutes. All right. And on the 25th, boom, we have a retrograde in Sagittarius. So again, all the regular warnings go out. Be careful of booking things, or traveling, or scheduling. And this is regarding your 10th house of career and status, reputation, and authority figures. So have a plan B, C, and D, because Mercury is the little trickster, that little. I'm I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna say anything bad, but yeah, he toys with people just for the fun of it sometimes, I think. In any case, the shadow period did start on the 7th of this. It will start on the 7th of this month. So I would even take it, if you had nothing solid in writing by the 7th regarding your career status and reputation. Be ready for a reversal, a delay, a change, or a new thing factoring into this reputation and career house for you. Um, and it will finally go direct and out of shadow well into next year. I believe the end of January or something like that. But we'll have a December video and a January video, so you'll know then. But what I'm trying to say is just have plan B, C, and D. There will be reversals and delays. Okay. And the last aspect in November is the Sun in Sagittarius will trine Mars in Leo. And I'm going to do another video too for Mars being in Leo and Cancer, because Mars will go back and forth. It does not leave these two signs alone until well into spring. So there's something there that Mars feels that needs to be consolidated and reconciled. That's why it's going back and forth over these degrees. Okay. So again, for you, it's your career, reputation, your status, and authority figures. And status is like married, not married, engaged, not engaged, boss, not a boss, like an assistant boss. It's regarding your status, and reputation is all in the mix. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about my pug. And Leo is your sixth house of routine, scheduling, health, habits, and pets. Speaking of my pug. So maybe you're getting a higher position, because I know a lot of you ended a job, or switched a job, or something about money, and your value system. So maybe you're getting a new job, whereas your routine is going to be changing back and forth until you get the hang of it. Okay, Pisces, and look for those degrees. Oh, and by the way, half of you who listen are not subscribed. Do a girl a favor and subscribe. It's free. And plus, so you can be notified about the dedicated videos that I will be uploading later this month, regarding Pluto Aquarius, Mars in Leo and Cancer. And I have two other videos that I'm going to be uploading before your December horoscope. If you have any questions, comments, please throw them in the comment section, and look for my pinned comment for links to pertinent videos and links to the other signs if you want to hear the other signs. All right, Pisces, I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.